Anthony Joshua versus the hard-hitting Eric Molina at heavyweight. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Also subscribe for all boxing, all things boxing, and some fighting, UFC. Now, I did a video roughly a week ago. Anthony Joshua's next opponent. Since the Klitschko fight was off, Klitschko got injured with some kind of calf or leg injury, and he pulled out of all the fights he was linked to. They were talking about him and Joshua, possibly him and Lucas Brown, and he's not fighting for the remainder of the year, which is unfortunate because he hasn't fought since he fought Tyson Fury in November 2015. However, it was made official that Joshua is fighting Eric Molina, which is one of the candidates I told you guys about in that video a week ago. Now, head over to Eddie Hearn's verified page. He's the promoter of Anthony Joshua. Do a little bit of scrolling, and you'll see the announcement. Undefeated KO artist Anthony Joshua defends his IBF heavyweight crown against Eric Molina, right? And you see a bunch of retweets and Anthony Joshua. Where it is. All set, December 10th, huge show coming to Manchester Arena. Now, Dillian Whyte versus Derek Chisora, that's an ongoing beef, and this was supposed to happen a little while ago, and it looks like they're throwing it on here. So I like that, since Joshua has a little bit of bad blood with Dillian Whyte, and they actually fought as pros and amateurs, and I like that fight with Dillian Whyte and Derek Chisora. I think that's an even. Also, Scott Quigg, I'm not sure if he's returned since the broken jaw in the Carl Frampton fight. I don't remember seeing him come back. And Anthony Joshua also put it. He said, Manchester, are you ready? Now, something very interesting. This massive card that they're trying to put together. So shout out to Matchroom. They've been putting some good cards together. They show a picture of Luis King Kong Ortiz. And I had seen this a while ago when I was doing the Boxingego First Look Tale of the Tape. Make sure you guys check that out. The Tale of the Tape with Luis King Kong Ortiz and Malik Scott. A lot of you guys left your predictions, and I noticed it then, and even before that. But if you head over to BoxRec and you type in Luis King Kong Ortiz and go to his page, and they have him slated to fight December 10th TBA. And at first I thought it was an error, but it really looks like Eddie Hearn is going to give him back-to-back fights, November and December. Obviously, if he gets past Malik Scott, which most of you guys in the first look said you believe he would. So again, check out this King Kong First Look, and I just dropped it yesterday. And most of the comments when I was clicking on it and kind of scrolling through it and seeing what you guys had to say, a lot of people were just overall picking Ortiz. Some people were saying it's easy work and things of that sort. So this is good for Luis King Kong Ortiz. Wow, Malik Scott gonna beat his ass, said no one. King Kong is a savage, he gonna stop Scott. So yeah, most of the comments were like that. And I like this from Eddie Hearn because they just acquired Luis Ortiz, and again, he's 37. So to see him fight 2 times in back-to-back months, when's the last time we've seen that? He's had dry spells like Tony Thompson in March, and now up until Matchroom, he's fighting again. But look at this, like, he wasn't fighting as frequently. So if they give him back-to-back scraps, I mean, that's good. And this really helps shape the heavyweight division to see who's the top crop. It's between Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, and Luis King Kong Ortiz, with the asterisk of Tyson Fury and Vladimir Klitschko. Let me know what you guys think. Anthony Joshua, he's fighting. I'm okay with this fight because you got to look at it. At the end of the day, Joshua wanted to fight Klitschko, and it was definitely doable. But Klitschko started putting up roadblocks about he wanted the WBA belt, and they were dragging their feet and time sensitivity, and now he's not fighting with the injury. So I can't really blame Joshua's side for the Klitschko fallout. I don't think his team did anything that I've seen that was made public from the negotiations that would prohibit the Klitschko fight. So if he was down to fight Klitschko, he's really down to fight anybody, because Klitschko would have been a tough fight for him. And he says Eric Molina is probably going to be his toughest fight. And Eric Molina is the type of fighter, I'm telling you guys. You guys can say whatever you want. He's the Adrian Granados type of fight, Emmanuel Augustus. If you go solely based on Drummer Boy's record, you're like, oh, 25-3, oh, nothing special. You know what I'm saying? But he's the guy you don't want to judge by his resume. You just don't want to do it. He has 19 knockouts in 28 fights, 68%. He has some power. And the people he's fought, he knocked out Thomas Adamek, who's a veteran, right? Deontay Wilder, he buckled him really bad and gave him the chicken legs, even though Wilder turned around and stopped him. Same thing with Chris Arreola. He got knocked out by Arreola in 2012, but right before the knockout, he badly hurt Chris Arreola. And then he did like a Pacquiao versus Marquez, got too over aggressive, and Arreola knocked him out in turn. But he's not going easy. And Anthony Joshua doesn't have the Arreola experience and the Wilder experience at this level. You go to Anthony Joshua, he only has 17 fights, all knockouts. So, I mean, he's an Olympic gold medalist, and I rate Anthony Joshua, but you're not going to expect some of these guys you sleep on. I do think this is probably going to be his toughest fight, this or Dillian White, right? But Joshua, I'm telling you guys, as a pro, has not fought anyone like Eric Molina, even losing to Wilder and bouncing back with the atomic knockout. You know what I'm saying? And now he spars. This is the other thing. Since losing to Wilder, being knocked out by Wilder, he actually trains with Wilder, and he helped prepare him for the Chris Arreola fight. That's good work. That's world-class work. Wilder's a champion. You know what I'm saying? So anytime you can say I'm working with the champ, then, and I actually been in the ring with him for 12 professional, or slated for 12 professional rounds, that's world-class work. You know what I mean? And Joshua, he sparred with Klitschko and stuff like that, but at a pro level, he hasn't fought the guys that Eric Molina has fought, right? Like the Wilder, Arreola, and stuff like that. So it should be a good fight. Joshua is probably going to be the favorite, but again, Molina's a guy you don't want to judge by his record. And I also like the co-main event. Trying to tell you guys, one of the things that I noticed about boxing is very fickle. I'm not saying Molina beats Anthony Joshua. However, I am saying this is probably going to be a tougher fight than some people may expect in the comment section, because y'all don't know shit about boxing and y'all just say whatever in the comment section. But if you really look at it, Eric Molina, he's been knocked out by all the big stars, Deontay Wilder and Chris Arreola. So he's going over to the UK in Manchester, hostile environment. He's going over there with losses. He's going in there. He doesn't really have anything to lose. He's been knocked out by Arreola. He's been knocked out by Wilder. What does he have to lose? You know what I mean? This is more so going to be a barometer test for Joshua to see if he lives up to expectations. Does he get hurt like Wilder? Does he blow Molina out of the water? You know what I'm saying? Molina, in my standpoint, doesn't really have anything to lose, and boxing works like that. You look at Danny Garcia versus Lucas Matisse, he got up for that fight. He knew what was at stake. He knew he was in there with a killer like Lucas Matisse, who had a lot of momentum, and he rose to the occasion. But sometimes these guys with loss on the record, like let's say Mauricio Herrera had recently lost to Kareem Mayfield, Danny Garcia had a tougher fight with him than he did with Matisse. So that's what I'm saying. That's how boxing sometimes works. The guy you don't expect to have problems from, like Deontay Wilder had tougher fights with, in my opinion, with Eric Molina and Johan Duhaupas, and people were saying Duhaupas was a cherry pick. And Wilder recently admitted that Duhaupas was his toughest fight, and he had Deontay Wilder's eye looking like shit. And that was a tougher fight than Bermane Stiverne, and people were saying Bermane Stiverne was going to knock Wilder out. You know what I'm saying? So boxing works like that. I don't care what y'all talking about. Drop in the comment section. Let me know if you think Matchroom got it done. I do. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.